Okay, now you can probably hear me.
Yes, we can.
So, hello and welcome to everyone from my part also. So, I will be talking briefly about our company, the KÄÄPÄ Biotech Group, or the KÄÄPÄ Group, and about wild chaga harvest, chaga cultivation, our partnership model, and the world market for chaga also. So, this presentation contains a lot of info, and we won't go through it all really detailed, but you can have the presentation afterwards to have a look at it on your own. And I will also ask you to keep the questions to the end or then to the Q&A part. So let's start. So what kind of business is KÄÄPÄ Group? So we're a biotech company working with fungi and their implementations, not only chaga. And I am working for the part which is in the middle of KÄÄPÄ forest, where we harvest wild chaga and cultivate chaga and reishi together with our partners. We also have our own production line of mushroom products, which is called KÄÄPÄ Health. And under that, there's the wholesale division, Nordic Mushrooms, where companies that want to sell our products under their own brands can order that as well. And we also have a farm where we grow several medicinal mushrooms. Right now, we have about 2,000 square meters of laboratory and production space, and hopefully in a near future, we'll triple that size. So from our point of view, from KÄÄPÄ Forest's point of view, our biggest asset is our growing partners who grows chaga and reishi in their forests. We are creating a large network of plantations around Finland and Sweden right now. Here's a product. Maybe some of you have seen it. This is a product with a lower processing rate for certain markets, and we also make highly processed extracts and extract powders for markets that need higher processed materials. So, how do we get something to process? When it comes to harvesting wild chaga, it's important to understand that we are dealing with an organic food product. So it sets certain limits. We can't just take any piece of chaga from anyone's backyard. But in Finland, the state offers organically certified forest areas, and you can buy maps for them. And we then distribute the maps to third-party collectors who then collect the chaga and we buy it from them. And in Sweden, we're starting the process right now. So if anyone is from Sweden and interested in hearing more or interested in collecting wild chaga, you can be in contact with me afterwards. And we're looking right now to buy around 10 to 20,000 kilos of wild chaga per year. So if you find it wild, then cultivate it. So right now, the amount of available chaga is diminishing. It takes a while for it to grow, and you can't find it everywhere. So this cultivation would then open up the bottleneck. And when it comes to cultivated chaga versus wild chaga, there's some differences in terms of quality. So for an industrial market, there's a benefit in having strains that are well known and researched. So that's also a benefit of cultivating it. For our cultivation partners, one of the reasons to cultivate it is the economics. You can do it as a part of your regular forestry and get some extra income. Or if you have let's say a birch forest which isn't very profitable, which will never make logs, let's say, you can make it lucrative. Here's a quick example showing what kind of numbers it could be for pulp versus chaga. Here's short profitability analysis. We won't go through this now, but in the Q&A section, we can also discuss numbers more detailed. And you can contact me as well. Another reason to cultivate chaga is the ecology behind it. So trees that would be thinned when they're young, if they're used for chaga cultivation, you then you prolong the carbon cycle, and you also increase amount of dead wood in the forest, which we all know is needed at the moment to keep the species flora the big in our forests. Another thing that we've been thanked for is the social aspect. Many forest owners are happy to contribute to something that will to health products, to have a product which they know are bringing social value and health to the society. So how is the chaga then cultivated? Well, we have a certain strain or a couple of strains that we have developed and researched in our laboratories, and we sell these strains out, and it can be, we make a contract with the forest owners and they become partners, and we then promise that we will purchase the chaga when it has grown. So the forest owners have two options. They can either buy the materials and then get the instructions and inoculate the chaga in the trees themselves, or they can buy the whole service from us. And if we perform the inoculation service, we also give them a 75% guarantee of growability, which is fairly good. And our research is with the strains we use are showing very good prospects. Here's the partnership model explained in detail. So we make a plan together, look at the forests at hand, and do just said, then either choose our value mushroom service and have our team inoculate it, or you can inoculate it yourself. And after 1 to 3 years, you will see the signs of growth, and the first yield should be ready in about 8 to 10 years, as it looks now. Then we harvest it. Either the forest owner can harvest them themselves, or they can get the service from us. And if it's harvested correctly, chaga can then yield 1 or 2 more crops also after coming years. And after cultivation, we then suggest to cut down the tree and use the top for, let's say, energy or parts even for pulp. And we can then inoculate further species into the same trees. And these trees could then be left in the forest to decay after we have had all the different species grow in them. So right now, our network is all around Finland, and our biggest cultivators are actually around the Ostrobothnia region. So it suits this seminar very well, seeing that it's the Kvarken region. And we are now expanding also this cultivation network to Sweden. So if you have forests and might be interested in cultivating chaga, you can also contact me. Lastly, I would like to say a few words about the market of chaga. So these numbers are estimates, partly based on customs and partly of big actors in the chaga business. And right now, the yearly sales is around 4 to 5 million kilograms of chaga. And this amount seems to be holding steady or even rising. But because of the diminishing supply or the diminishing supply of wild chaga, the estimate is that the production would slightly decrease in 10 years. And this is where cultivation comes in to open up this kind of bottleneck. And it's a pretty good prospect for those who go into chaga cultivation right now. The explanations are in Finnish, so I apologize for those of you who do not understand Finnish, but if you look at the last donut, you see the consumption of chaga worldwide, and the blue, which consists of almost half of it, it's Russia, which also produce more or less half of the chaga in the world, and then the red one is China, and we have South Korea, Japan, Canada, US, and Europe. And one more benefit of the cultivated chaga is when it comes to Western world's pharmaceutical market, it's the key to have a researched and controlled strain, which has a certain quality and quite even quality when you harvest it. So this makes research and development also easier. Lastly, some worries that come up when we talk about chaga cultivation. One risk is the growability, and like I mentioned earlier, that we do offer a 75% growability guarantee for the dowels we produce. And how about when the crop will grow? So the big question is not whether it will grow, but when it will be ready. And right now, we're estimating it will take about 8 to 10 years before you have the harvest. It might be faster, it might be a bit slower, but grow it will. And then one worry we also face is thefts. And whenever we plant, create a plantation, there is also a certificate of origin, which means if you want to sell a big amount of chaga, this will be demanded, and thus can be controlled where it has come from. There is also the possibility of DNA testing the strains, etc., etc. And then when you make a partnership contract with us, you get a purchase guarantee, which is a worry that some people have, that will they get their product sold in 8 or 10 years. And like the market is looking now, and if you make a contract with us, it's guaranteed. So thank you for listening, and if you're interested in knowing more, you can join the question and answer group about mushrooms, or contact me after this. And please ask for the slides also if you're interested in chaga cultivation. Thank you.